This is the last known photograph taken of Elvis Presley before his untimely death. Captured just hours before he passed away on August 16, 1977, the image portrays an Elvis Presley that is a stark contrast to the youthful, energetic performer the world had come to adore. What if we told you there's a photograph of Elvis that challenges everything we thought we knew? A single frame that sparked debates, ignited controversy, and left even the most devoted fans questioning reality. This is the story of the king as you've never heard before. If Elvis were here, he'd say, "Thank you very much for subscribing." Are you a real fan? Let's find out. Before the fame, before the music, and before the world knew his name, Elvis Aaron Presley was just a boy from Tupelo, Mississippi. Born on January 8, 1935 in a two-room house, his upbringing was marked by struggle, love, and an undeniable passion for music. Elvis grew up in poverty, raised by his devoted parents, Gladys and Vernon Presley. Life in Tupelo was far from glamorous. The family moved frequently, struggling to make ends meet. But in their tiny home, there was always one constant: music. Gospel hymns echoed through their small house, filling young Elvis's heart with a deep spiritual connection to the sounds that would later define his career. Among the few possessions the Presleys cherished was a small black and white photograph of young Elvis, a rare image that would later become a crucial artifact of his early life. Discovered decades later in a dusty attic, the picture captures a boy with piercing blue eyes and an innocent smile, unaware of the destiny that awaited him. The photo's discovery is a story in itself. It was found tucked inside an old family Bible, preserved like a forgotten treasure. When it surfaced, it reignited interest in Elvis's childhood, offering an intimate glimpse into his formative years. This single image reminds us that before he became the king of rock and roll, he was simply a boy with a dream, growing up in a small town, longing for something greater. The humble beginnings of Elvis Presley are a testament to the power of dreams and perseverance. His journey from a poor Southern boy to a global icon is nothing short of extraordinary. A journey that began with gospel hymns, a loving family, and an unshakable belief in the magic of music. One of the most debated and controversial images of Elvis Presley is the last known photograph taken of him before his untimely death. Captured just hours before he passed away on August 16, 1977, the image portrays an Elvis Presley that is a stark contrast to the youthful, energetic performer the world had come to adore. This infamous photograph was taken at the gates of Graceland, his beloved Memphis home, where he was seen driving his Lincoln Continental Mark IV. The image, grainy yet powerful, shows Elvis appearing tired and unwell, his face worn with the weight of years spent under the relentless pressure of fame. Some claim that the picture reveals a man who had already lost the battle with his personal demons, while others argue it was simply an unfortunate moment caught on film. When the photograph was first published, it sent shockwaves through the fan community. Many refused to believe it was real, while others saw it as an eerie foreshadowing of the tragedy that was to come. The controversy only deepened when rumors surfaced that the image had been manipulated or that Elvis was still alive, fueling long-standing conspiracy theories about his fate. For devoted fans, the final image is a painful reminder of the struggles that plagued the king's later years. The burden of immense fame, combined with health issues and personal turmoil, had taken a toll. Yet even in his final moments, Elvis Presley remained an enigma, a man whose life and death would continue to captivate the world for decades to come. Despite his status as a rock and roll icon, Elvis Presley had a deeply spiritual side that shaped much of his life and career. Many people know him for his hip-shaking performances and chart-topping hits, but fewer realize the profound impact that gospel music and faith had on him. Raised in the deeply religious American South, Elvis was introduced to gospel music at an early age. His mother, Gladys, was a devout Christian who often took him to church, where he was mesmerized by the powerful harmonies and emotional depth of gospel singing. These early experiences planted the seeds of a lifelong connection to faith-based music. Even at the height of his fame, Elvis never lost touch with his spiritual roots. He often turned to gospel music for comfort, particularly during difficult periods in his life. Some of his most passionate performances came not from rock or blues, but from gospel songs like "How Great Thou Art" and "Peace in the Valley." These songs weren't just part of his set list, they were deeply personal expressions of his faith. Elvis's connection to spirituality wasn't limited to Christianity. Over the years, he explored various religious and philosophical teachings, including Hinduism, Buddhism, and the teachings of the Self-Realization Fellowship. He had a deep curiosity about the meaning of life and sought wisdom in many forms, often discussing these topics with close friends and spiritual advisors. Despite his fame, Elvis struggled with inner demons, including substance abuse and self-doubt. During these moments, he often leaned on prayer and spiritual guidance for strength. Some of his closest friends have shared stories of how he would spend hours reading religious texts or discussing the afterlife, seeking answers to questions that seemed to weigh heavily on his soul. For Elvis, faith was not just a performance, it was a refuge, a source of comfort and a guiding force in his tumultuous life. Though he was known as the king of rock and roll, he never stopped being a man searching for something greater than himself. His spiritual journey, like his music, remains an integral part of his enduring legacy. Elvis Presley's journey to superstardom was anything but ordinary. Before he became the king of rock and roll, he was a young man navigating the struggles of small-town life. Like many teenagers in the 1950s, he worked odd jobs to support his family. One of his earliest jobs was as a truck driver for Crown Electric, a company based in Memphis. It was during these long hours on the road that he would listen to the radio, absorbing the sounds of rhythm and blues, country, and gospel music, all of which would later influence his revolutionary style.
Elvis's love for music wasn't just a passing interest, it was a calling. In 1953, he took a bold step that would change his life forever. He walked into Sun Studio, a small recording studio owned by Sam Phillips, to record a song as a gift for his mother. The studio's receptionist, Marion Keisker, took note of the young man's unique voice and made sure Phillips heard his recording. Phillips, who had been searching for a white artist who could bring the raw energy of black rhythm and blues to mainstream audiences, was intrigued. When Elvis returned to the studio in 1954, he was paired with guitarist Scotty Moore and bassist Bill Black. Together they recorded That's All Right, a cover of an Arthur Crudup blues song. The moment Memphis radio DJ Dewey Phillips played the track on his show, the response was overwhelming. Listeners flooded the station with calls demanding to know more about this mysterious new singer.
From that moment, Elvis's career took off at lightning speed. His performances, filled with charisma, hip-shaking dance moves, and an electrifying stage presence, sent audiences into a frenzy. By 1956, he had signed with RCA Records and released his first major hit, Heartbreak Hotel, which skyrocketed to #1 on the Billboard charts. That same year, he appeared on national television, including The Ed Sullivan Show, where his controversial movements were famously censored from the waist down. Elvis had arrived, and he wasn't just a singer, he was a cultural revolution. His fusion of country, blues, and gospel into a new rebellious sound laid the foundation for rock and roll. His success broke racial barriers, bringing black-inspired music to a wider audience, though it also sparked controversy in a deeply segregated America. But there was no stopping him. By the late 1950s, he was not only a music sensation, but also a Hollywood star, starring in films like Love Me Tender and Jailhouse Rock. The rise of Elvis Presley wasn't just about talent, it was about timing, charisma, and an undeniable connection with fans. He wasn't just a performer, he was a movement, shaking up the world of music and leaving a legacy that would endure for generations.
Among the many iconic images of Elvis Presley, one stands out as particularly intriguing. A photograph from 1956 capturing a passionate kiss between Elvis and an unidentified young woman. For decades, fans and historians speculated about her identity, turning the image into one of the great unsolved mysteries of Elvis's early career. The photo, taken in the backseat of a car, shows Elvis with his arm wrapped around a beautiful blonde, their lips locked in an intimate embrace. The raw emotion in the image perfectly encapsulates the hysteria surrounding Elvis at the time. He was young, charismatic, and the heartthrob of an entire generation.
For years, countless women claimed to be the mystery girl, but the truth remained elusive. That is, until decades later when Barbara Gray, a woman from Biloxi, Mississippi, stepped forward and confirmed her identity. She revealed that she had met Elvis after one of his early performances and that their connection had been instant. The kiss, she explained, was a spontaneous moment of youthful passion, forever immortalized by the camera. Gray's revelation put an end to years of speculation, but the image remains an enduring symbol of Elvis's magnetism and the intense adoration he inspired. It also serves as a reminder of the innocence and excitement of the 1950s, a time when rock and roll was new, rebellious, and filled with endless possibilities. Even today, the Girl in the Kiss photo continues to captivate fans, offering a glimpse into the private life of a man who, despite his larger-than-life persona, was still human, capable of love, passion, and fleeting moments of pure romance.
If there is one place that truly embodies the spirit of Elvis Presley, it is Graceland. More than just a mansion, Graceland was Elvis's sanctuary, his safe haven away from the chaos of fame. Located in Memphis, Tennessee, the 13.8-acre estate became his home in 1957, and it remained the heart of his world until his passing in 1977.
Elvis purchased Graceland for $102,500, fulfilling a lifelong dream of providing a grand home for his family. The estate was a reflection of his eclectic personality, filled with lavish decor, themed rooms, and personal touches that revealed his unique taste. The famous Jungle Room, with its exotic furniture and green shag carpet, became the setting for many late-night jam sessions. The Trophy Room housed his many awards and accomplishments, while the Meditation Garden became a place of reflection and prayer.
Graceland was not just a house, it was a home filled with laughter, music, and love. Friends and family were always welcome, and Elvis often hosted impromptu gatherings where he played music, watched movies, and indulged in his favorite foods like peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Following his death, Graceland took on an even greater significance. In 1982, it was opened to the public as a museum, allowing fans from around the world to walk through the very halls where Elvis once lived. Today, it stands as one of the most visited private homes in the United States, second only to the White House.
Every year, thousands of fans make the pilgrimage to Graceland, particularly on the anniversary of his passing, when candlelight vigils illuminate the estate in tribute to the king. His final resting place in the Meditation Garden serves as a solemn reminder of his enduring legacy.
Graceland remains the ultimate symbol of Elvis Presley's life, a place where his spirit lives on, where his music still echoes through the halls, and where his legacy continues to inspire generations of fans. It is more than just bricks and mortar, it is a testament to the man, the myth, and the legend of the king of rock and roll.
While Elvis's fame may have been overwhelming at times, he never allowed the weight of his stardom to dull his sense of generosity. Those closest to him often recall how he would give away extravagant gifts without a second thought. Whether it was a car, a house, or simply an act of kindness, Elvis made sure to share the wealth he had gained with those who mattered most to him. His generosity extended beyond material gifts. He would frequently invite fans into his private world, allowing them a glimpse of the man behind the rhinestone-studded costumes.
For Elvis, it was never just about the performance, it was about showing appreciation for those who had supported him through thick and thin. His deep love for his fans was demonstrated in ways that transcended what most celebrities would consider obligatory fan service.
One of the most significant and often overlooked gestures of kindness from Elvis came during his support for the polio vaccine campaign in the mid-1950s. In 1956, at the height of his fame, Elvis made a public service announcement promoting the vaccine, urging his fans to take it. At the time, polio was a serious public health concern, and Elvis's endorsement of the vaccine helped convince millions to get vaccinated.
But why did Elvis take part in such a campaign? It was a reflection of his desire to help others and use his influence for good. His involvement in the polio vaccination movement not only demonstrated his commitment to public health, but also illustrated how much he cared about his fans' well-being. His efforts were successful. Elvis's endorsement of the vaccine is widely credited with helping to turn the tide in the fight against polio in America. Fans, especially those in rural or underprivileged areas, trusted Elvis, and that trust helped to save countless lives. Elvis also made a point of personally connecting with his fans whenever he could. Though his schedule was often packed with rehearsals, concerts, and filming, he took time to write letters to fans. Some of these were heartfelt messages to those who had written to him. Others were simple acknowledgments of thanks. One particularly touching story involves a young fan named Teresa, who was diagnosed with a terminal illness. Upon learning of her condition, Elvis made a point to reach out to her family, sending a personal message of love and encouragement. His compassionate nature went beyond performing on stage. He truly cared about his fans' lives. Moreover, fans who attended his concerts often found themselves receiving personal attention in ways they had never expected. There are countless stories of fans getting a wave or smile from the king, sometimes even an autograph or a momentary chat after the show. One of the most famous moments was during a concert in 1970 when Elvis invited a fan on stage, making her dream of meeting him a reality. To those in the audience, it wasn't just about seeing a celebrity on stage, it was about sharing a special moment with the person they had admired for so long. Elvis's efforts to connect with his fans weren't confined to meet and greets or the occasional letter. He understood the power of public appearances, and he used those opportunities to further cement his bond with fans. One notable example of this was during the filming of Jailhouse Rock in 1957. Elvis took the time to meet with his fans in person, interacting with them, taking photos, and even signing autographs. It wasn't unusual for fans to camp outside of his filming locations just for a chance to get a glimpse of him.
His kindness extended not just to everyday fans, but also to his colleagues in the entertainment industry. Many actors and musicians who worked with Elvis recall how he would make a point of acknowledging everyone on set, from the stars to the crew. He had an uncanny ability to make each person feel special, even if just for a moment.
It's impossible to talk about Elvis's connection with his fans without mentioning Graceland, the iconic mansion that became a sanctuary for Elvis and later a pilgrimage site for millions of fans. The mansion, once a private refuge for the king, is now a place where fans from all over the world gather to pay tribute to Elvis's memory. Graceland became an extension of Elvis's generosity. While many celebrities would have preferred to maintain their privacy and distance from fans, Elvis embraced them, inviting them into his world. He allowed them to experience firsthand the life he had built, the rooms, the memorabilia, the personal artifacts that defined him as an artist. Graceland wasn't just a museum, it was a shrine to the love and admiration he had for his fans. Even in death, Elvis continues to maintain this connection as people from all walks of life visit the estate to honor his legacy. Ultimately, what made Elvis's relationship with his fans so unique was the emotional bond he created with them. He wasn't just a performer to them, he was a friend, a confidant, and a hero. For many fans, Elvis represented something more than just music. He embodied the hope, the dreams, and the aspirations of a generation. His music spoke to people in ways that words alone could not. It connected them to their emotions, their struggles, and their triumphs. Many fans felt that Elvis understood them on a deep level, as though his songs were written specifically for their lives. This emotional connection was mutual. Elvis was profoundly aware of the impact his music had on people and the role he played in their lives. As he once said, "I never expected to be a star. I just wanted to be a singer. And when they started calling me the king, it wasn't about being better than anyone else. It was about wanting to connect with people through music." Elvis Presley's connection with his fans was one of the defining aspects of his career. It was a bond built on mutual respect, love, and an unwavering commitment to making a positive impact on people's lives. Whether it was through acts of kindness, public service announcements, or simply taking the time to connect on a personal level, Elvis made it clear that his fans were more than just admirers. They were his family. What sets Elvis apart is not just the music he left behind, but the way he lived his life and the ways he touched others. From his love of gospel music to his connection with his fans, Elvis demonstrated that being a superstar wasn't just about being in the spotlight, it was about making a difference, both on stage and in everyday moments. His presence was electric, his spirit was genuine, and his impact is undeniable. As we reflect on the journey of this musical legend, it's clear that Elvis Presley wasn't just a man, he was a force. His story is a reminder that anyone, no matter where they start, can achieve greatness. And as his fans know, his influence is everlasting. From the records he sold to the hearts he won over, Elvis continues to shape the world of music and culture.
As we celebrate the life and legacy of Elvis Presley, we are reminded of the enduring power of passion, kindness, and self-expression. His music continues to inspire countless artists, and his unwavering connection to his fans shows us the importance of human connection in a world that often feels disconnected. Elvis's story is one of triumph, perseverance, and love, qualities we can all strive to embody in our own lives.
If you're a fan of Elvis, or if you've just discovered the magic of his music, I encourage you to continue exploring his incredible body of work. Listen to his early hits, feel the soul in his gospel songs, and watch his legendary performances that still captivate audiences today. Elvis's music is timeless, and there's always something new to discover in his vast catalog. But Elvis's legacy is about more than just enjoying his songs. It's about keeping the spirit of the king alive. Share his story with others, whether through word of mouth, social media, or simply enjoying his music together. Discuss the moments of his life that made him so unique and dive deeper into the fascinating aspects of his career and personality that continue to captivate generations. And of course, visit the place where his journey began and where his memory lives on, Graceland. It stands as a tribute to everything Elvis was and continues to inspire those who make the pilgrimage to his home. Elvis Presley's life is a testament to the transformative power of music, the importance of staying true to oneself, and the incredible bond that can form between an artist and their fans. His journey wasn't just about fame or fortune, it was about connection, expression, and leaving a legacy that would live on for generations. As we celebrate the life of Elvis Presley, let's keep his memory alive and remember the man behind the legend. Let's continue to explore his music, honor his contribution to culture, and share his story with those who may not yet know how deep his influence runs. Because just like Elvis's music, his legacy will never fade.